Welcome back to day 8 of Flourish and 30. Today we are going to be sculpting and strengthening our glutes and legs through this lower body circuit. All you need is a mat and a set of dumbbells. For reference, I just have a set of 15s with me today, and that's all I'm going to be using. All right, let's get started with our warm-up. So we're going to be down on our mat, and we're going to open up those hips so that we can activate those glutes. So we have our legs in a 90-degree angle, that front leg in a 90-degree angle, and that back leg in a 90-degree angle. From here, we're going to rotate just through our hips over to the other side. And we're just going to go back and forth. We're leaning back, but if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can start to lean into it and really rotate towards those legs. Starting to feel those hips loosen up. Let's do 2 more in each direction. Last one. Perfect. All right, from here, coming down onto our mat, we're gonna go into a single leg glute bridge to really light up those glutes. So let's start with that left side. You should be able to just touch that heel with your fingertips. Chin is tucked, ribs are locked down. We're gonna lift that right leg into a 90-degree angle and just keep it here. From here, we drive through that left heel, pushing the ground down and away. Let's hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna lower and lift for 5, all the way down, all the way up. 4, squeezing at the top, 3, 2, last one, and then we'll hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right, now let's bring it over to that other side. So now our right foot is down. We can just reach for that heel with our fingertips. Chin is still tucked, ribs are locked down. Now that left leg is in that 90-degree angle. Ready? We drive through our heel, squeezing that right glute. We hold the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready? We lower and lift for 5, 4, 3, big squeeze at the top. Last one, and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, from here, slowly coming on up, breathing as you do. From here, we're gonna go into our last little bit of our warm-up. So our feet are just outside of hip width, toes are slightly pointed out to open up our hips. We're gonna reach as we send those hips back into a squat and then stand up nice and tall. So just send those hips back, knees come forward and line with those toes. Slightly driving those knees out to match the angle of our toes. Keeping that core engaged. Seeing if you can sink down just a little bit lower each time. Let's do 2 more just like this. And then from here, let's sink it all the way down. And we're just gonna sit in this deep squat, kind of pushing your elbows against those knees. And then from here, you can just wiggle around, maybe sending those knees over your toes, really getting those hips loose and ready to go. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, that spine is neutral. And let's slowly come up and out. All right, our legs are warmed up. We're ready to go. So our first move is going to be a sumo RDL. So you can always start a bit lighter, and then on rounds 2 and 3, you can go a bit heavier if you didn't feel as challenged, okay? Especially if this is a move that you're not super familiar with. I'm gonna hold both of my weights, but you can also just hold one because we're gonna be holding them together. So we're in a wide stance, outside of hip width. Our toes are pointed out just a little bit more than they would be with a regular squat. We're gonna hold those weights together from here. Instead of just dropping those hips straight down, you're gonna send your hips back first and then slightly down. So we're really focusing on that hinge at the hips, and then we push the ground down and away. So we send those hips back, just that slight bend at our knees, and then push the ground away through those heels. We're really focusing on our glutes with this move. And 3. Driving those knees out, push the ground away through those heels. 4. You got it. Big stretch in those glutes. 5. 5 more. Keep that chin tucked. Our gaze is down towards our mat. 3 more. Nice and slow and controlled. You know I'm gonna make you slow down. Last 2. Really push through those heels. 1 more. We send those hips back. Let's just have a little hold at the bottom here. Feel that stretch. Ready? Push the ground down and away. All right. Let's set both of those weights down for now. Give those hands a bit of a break. I'm just gonna go over the next move, a little bit of the form. So we are gonna be doing a split lateral lunge. So with these, you're gonna be in a wider stance. If you are too wide, you're gonna feel way too much of a stretch in that opposite leg, and it's gonna feel like you're going into a split. So you might need to come in just a little bit. As we drop, we wanna send those hips back and that knee forward at the same time. And whenever you drop down, that knee should stay in line with your toes. We don't want it caving in, we don't want it falling out. We want strong knees. So those hips drive back, knees drive slightly forward, and they stay in line with our toes. All right, so I'm just gonna grab 1 weight for this. We have 8 on each side. So we're in a wide stance. Our toes are mostly pointed forward. They might have just a slight angle out. We're gonna start on that left side. So our dumbbell is in our right hand. We're focusing on that left glute, left quad and leg. Ready? We shift over to the left, drive those hips back, that knee drives slightly forward, and then we push the ground away, come back to center. So we shift to the left, and then we push through our heel, coming back to center. This is a lateral movement. We're moving side to side. And these are definitely challenging, so don't be too hard on yourself. You're only gonna keep getting stronger. We have 3 more. Sink it down, and then push the ground away. 2 more. Last 1, and push. All right, let's switch sides. So now that weight is in our left hand, and now we are focusing on that right side. Ready? We shift over to the right, sink it down, push the ground away. Send those hips back and down, little pause, push it away. I always like to get that little pause, really feel those glutes light up before I send it up. Halfway, just 4 more. We're keeping that core strong. And 3, last 2. 1 more. Sink it down, little pause, push the ground away. Perfect. All right, we're gonna be bringing it down to our mat now, and we're gonna go into a B stance glute bridge. So with a B stance, about, I don't know, 70 to 80% is gonna be focused on one side, and our other leg is gonna be the kickstand, kind of just assisting us. Okay, so let's get into our glute bridge position. With that weight, you can also do body weight if you want to start, and then add on weight later. Okay, our chin is tucked. Our ribs are locked down. We can just reach those heels with our fingertips. And then we're just gonna slightly wiggle that left foot more towards our center. And then we're gonna kick that right heel out. So instead of it being back here, we're gonna kick it out, and we barely wanna use that right side. We really wanna focus on that left side. I'm sitting that weight on my left hip, and I'm holding it with both hands. From here, we push through our heel, pushing the ground away, squeezing that left glute. So push the ground away, squeeze the top, lower with control, really focusing most of our weight into that left side. That right side is just our little kickstand to keep us from toppling over. Big squeeze at the top each time. Let's do 5 more. And 5. Feeling it now. 4. Nice and slow. We're not just dropping those hips. 3. Last 2. 1 more. Big squeeze, and then drag those hips down. All right, let's switch it up. So now that right foot comes in, we can just reach for it with our fingertips. We bring it a little bit more towards the center, and then we kick that left heel out. Now we're focusing on that left glute, and my weight is now more on my left hip. Ready? We push the ground away through that heel, squeeze the top, lower with control. We never just want to drop or let our body flop around. We always want to move with control so that those muscles are really having to work in both phases of the movement. Big squeeze at the top. We have 5 more. You got this. Making that booty burn. 4, 3, 2 more. 2. Last one, big squeeze, and then we drag those hips down. All right, we have one more move in this circuit. We're gonna be going into a narrow goblet squat. So for these, we are really focusing on our quads when we are in this narrow stance. All right, I'm just gonna grab, well, no. I'm gonna grab both weights. I was about to say I was just gonna grab one. I'm gonna do both. We got this. So you can either hold one or you can hold both. If you're holding both, stack those over your shoulders. If you're holding one, you'll hold it at your chest and then grip those elbows around the weight. Okay, I am gonna do one. I feel it already. I'm doing one. One dumbbell. So we're gonna grip those elbows around that dumbbell. Let me just angle my mic up a bit. Okay, holding that dumbbell at our chest. Our feet are narrow, our heels and toes are planted, gripping the ground. Okay, so we're in a nice narrow stance right under those hips. From here, we send those hips back and those knees drive forward, forward, forward. We drive up almost all the way, but I want you to keep some tension in those quads. So we drop it down, we drive it up. We send those knees forward, really focusing on those quads. Flex them, especially at the top to really light them up. Feel that stretch as you lower. Just keep thinking about driving those knees and sending them over those toes. Our spine is neutral. We have our hips unlocked back. We're moving slow on the way up and on the way down. Ready? We have 4 more, just like this. 4, 3, hopefully feeling that burn. 2, last one, sink it down, drive it up. Okay. All right, guys, so round 1, nice and simple, right? I want you getting the form down. I want you feeling comfortable with each move. But now we turn it up a notch. Okay, we're going into round 2, so we just gotta spice it up a bit. Grab a drink, and then we're gonna go back to our sumos. All right. Grabbing our weights. We are outside of hip width. Our toes are pointed out, heels and toes planted. All right, from here, our core is locked in, so everything from our hips up stays locked in. We send those hips back, 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 just a slight bend in those knees, and then push the ground down and away. So we want to feel that stretch in our glutes. Push the ground away, squeeze those glutes to the top. Now at the top, I don't want you to send those hips way forward because that throws your spine out of alignment. Just flex them, flex those glutes, but don't send those hips way forward. 5 more. Squeeze. Nice and slow, nice and slow. 4, 3, last 2, last 1. I'm gonna have you hold it at the bottom and let's just pulse for 5, 4, through those heels, 3, 2, 1 more, send it up, squeeze. All right, let's set those weights down for a sec. Shake out those arms, shake out those legs. And then we're gonna go into our lateral split lunge. All right. Wide stance. Our toes are pointed more forward now. We are going to our left side so the dumbbell is in our right hand. Extend that other arm out. Ready? We shift that weight over to the left, send those hips back, knees drive forward, in line with toes. We push the ground away. Drop it down, push away. Really feeling those glutes lighting up, feeling those quads, and all those muscles around your knees having to work to hold that knee in place. 4 more. 4, don't let that chest just fall. 3, you got it. 2, last 1. Ready from here. Set that weight down, hands behind those ears. Let's send it over, and we can only come halfway up and down. Halfway up and down. Give me 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more, back to center. Whew. Okay, ready? Let's send it over to the other side. That weight is in our left hand. Now we're sending it over to the right, and let's drop. Hips back, knees drive slightly forward, in line with toes. Push the ground away, pushing through that heel. Get that little pause at the bottom before you send it up. Three more, just like this. 3, keep that core locked in. 2, last 1. You know what's coming. Ready, set that weight down carefully. Hands behind ears, we send it over. Come halfway up, drop it back down. Halfway up, drop it back down. 5 more. 5, 4, we're pushing through. 3, and 2, 1 more, send it up. Walk it out. Okay, grab a drink, shake out those legs. I'm feeling it. Let me tell you, our quads are gonna be roasty toasty tomorrow. I apologize in advance, but it's good for us. It's good for us. All right, let's bring it down to the mat for our glute bridges. All right, we'll get into position first. Chin tucked, ribs locked down. Reaching for those heels with our fingertips. Let's wiggle that left foot in just a little bit more towards the center, and then we kick that right heel out. Setting that weight towards our left side, our left hip. All right, ready? Pushing through that heel, drive those hips up, squeeze that left glute at the top. We lower slow. When I lower from my glute bridges and my hip thrust, I think about dragging my hip back towards the ground to almost create some resistance. 3, 4, 5, 5 more. We got it. 5, 4, 3, 2 more, 2, 1 more. Let's hold at the top, hold here, lower halfway and up. Halfway and up. You got it. 5 more. 5. You can do it. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold and squeeze. Drag those hips down. Oh my gosh. Tap out that glute. Okay. Let's send it over to the right. All right, reaching for those fingertips to that heel and then wiggle that foot a little bit more towards the center. Kick out that left heel. We bring that weight over towards our right hip. Ready? We're focused on that right side now. Push through that heel. Drag those hips down. And remember, we have our ribs tucked the whole time so that there's no arch in our spine. And 3. Big squeeze at the top each time. 4. We get that little hold. 5, 6, 4 more. We got this. Focus on that right side. 3, 2. Last one, ready? We hold at the top, lower halfway, drive back up, lower halfway, drive back up. 5 more. We can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, big squeeze at the top, drag those hips down. I don't know about you, but my left glute was twitching that whole time on that right side. All right, slowly coming on up, and then we're gonna go back into our narrow goblet squat. So with these narrow goblet squats, since they are more quad focused, we're really focusing on pushing those quads forward versus whenever we're doing a regular squat or an RDL, we're focusing a little bit more on sending those hips back. So even though our hips are unlocked during this, there's a lot more knee drive than hip drive. Okay, are you ready? Let's go into our narrow goblet squat. You guys are doing amazing. Keep up the hard work. So we're in our narrow stance right underneath those hips, heels and toes planted. We just unlock those hips and then we send those knees forward. Keep that spine neutral. Come almost all the way up, flex those quads, send it down. Push those knees forward, keeping those heels planted. Hold that weight up to your chest. Focus on those quads. Slow down, slow up. Hold it at the bottom, then push the ground away. 4 more, just like this. 4, send it down. 3, 2, 1 more, ready? We hold at the bottom and let's pulse all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, halfway up. 5 more, you can do it. I know you can. Ready? 3, 2, 1, send it up. If I don't laugh, I'll cry. I feel like that's why I'm laughing the whole time. Okay, shake it out, walk it out. 2 rounds done. I feel like those 2 rounds flew by. 2 rounds done, 1 to go. Last round, best round. You guys know the drill, you know the moves, you know the form. So let's really push ourselves. Let's get the most out of this last round. Let's make the most out of this workout, okay? Whew, grab a drink. All right. Are you ready? We're getting the most out of this workout, guys. We are in this together. Let's grab those weights. We have our sumo RDLs. So we're outside of hip width. Those toes are pointed more out. Ready? Lock that core in. Last round, guys. Last round. We got this. Send it back. Send those hips back. Push the ground away. We're gonna push through the shakes on this last round. Remember, you can always take a break if you need, but I want you to keep telling yourself that you got this, you're strong. All right? You showed up today to get stronger, to challenge yourself, to want to be better, to grow. So really push yourself. I bet you are capable of more than you think. 4 more. We got it. 4. Ready? On this last 3, we're gonna do some holds. So we send it down, we hold for 3, 2, 1, push the ground away. 2 more. Ready? 3, 2, 1, push the ground away. 1 more like this. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Let's just do a couple pulses. Well, more than a couple, sorry. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Push the ground away. Whew. All right, set those weights down, shake it out. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. You guys are crushing it. All right. Last time we do these static lateral lunges. So let's go into our wide stance. We're sending it over to the left side so that weight's in our right hand. Toes are mostly pointed forward. That core is locked in. Ready? We send those hips back, those knees come slightly forward, push the ground away, come back to center. And remember, you can always adjust your footing, kind of wiggle it around till it feels right. Nice and slow. 4, 5, 6, we got this, stay with me. 7, 1 more. Ready? From here, carefully set that weight down, hands behind those ears. We send it over to the left, halfway up, drop it back down. Halfway up, drop it back down. You can do it. Keep it going. We're just pulsing it out. You have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, ready? This last one, let's hold at the bottom for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send it up. Shake it out, tap it out. Okay, let's knock it out on that other side. So wide stance, that weight's in our left hand. We're sending it over to the right. All right, lock that core and pull that belly button towards your spine. We send it over to the right, hips drive back, knees drive slightly forward. Come back to center. That knee is in line with our toes. We push the ground away through our heel. 4, 5, keep that chest even. 6, 7, last one, big push. Carefully set that weight down, hands behind ears. We send it over, halfway up, send it back down, halfway up. That quad is shaking and we're pushing through. We got this, we're in this together. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, the slowest pulses ever. 2, 1 more, hold at the bottom for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send it up, walk it out. Oh my gosh. Whew. Knocking it out one at a time, guys. My legs, all my muscles, they're alive. All right, send it down. It is a good feeling though, when you get all the muscles pumping and you're like, okay, we're working hard. Bring it down to your mat. All right, reaching for those heels with your fingertips. Shimmy that left foot in just a little bit to the center. Our ribs are locked down. Our chin is tucked to prevent that spine arching. That weight is more towards our left side. We kick that right heel out. All right, focus all that energy into that left glute. We drive up through that heel. We drag it down. Squeeze up, hold, lower with control. Squeeze up, hold, lower with control. You got this. Keep it up. 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold at the top, squeeze here, hold, hold, hold. Ready? Halfway down, all the way up. Halfway down, all the way up. Squeeze that left glute. You can do it. Give me 4 more. 4 and 3, 2, 1 more. Hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. All right, let's bring it over to that right side. Let's just knock it out. All right, getting into position. Kick that left heel out. Ribs locked down, chin tucked. That weight is positioned more towards that right side now. That right hip ready. Push through the heel, push the ground away, squeeze the top, lower with control. Squeeze, hold at the top, lower with control. Keep that pace nice and slow. Five more. You got it. Drive those hips up as high as you can. Don't cut yourself short. Last 3 and 2. Drive up, squeeze. Ready? Last one. We hold at the top. Squeeze here. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Ready? And we lower halfway. Drive back up. Halfway. Drive back up. Focus all that energy into that right side. Give me 4 more. You can do it. 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Squeeze and hold at the top for 3, 2, 1, and lower. Whew. All right, guys. Guess what? We only have one more move. One more move, and then we're done. All right, which is good because my legs are on fire. Okay, grabbing that weight. Are you ready? Let's knock it out. Our narrow goblet squats. I'm scared though because my legs are already shaking. Holding that weight to your chest. Lock those elbows around the weight. Our feet are just underneath those hips, heels and toes planted. Ready? Unlock those hips and send those knees forward. That spine stays neutral. Push the ground away. Focusing into those quads. Doing a lot of the work. You got it. 6 more. 6. Sink it down. Drive it up. And 4. We got it. 3, 2, 1. Ready. Halfway up and down. We're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7. I know you can do it. 6, 5. Nice and slow. 4, 3, 2. Ready? Let's hold low for a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it up. Set that weight down. And we made it. Whew. Oh my gosh, my legs. All right, I gotta sit down. Nice work, guys. I'm so proud of you. You made it through today's lower body circuit. That was a challenging one. My legs are shaking. That was tough, but we did it. We showed up for ourselves. We put in the work, and that is something to be so proud of yourself for. And I will see you back here tomorrow.